Hello world, Shelly here, and it's time for another episode of Concealer Fest. Been a hot minute, right? Today we are going to check out from Anastasia Beverly Hills the Magic Touch Concealer. Retails for $29 for 0.4 ounces of product. It's described as a lightweight, creamy formula that melts into skin to correct, brighten, blur, and conceal while blending to a natural second skin finish. Delivers buildable medium to full coverage while light reflecting ingredients reflect a soft focus effect. I've got shade 4. This comes in 25 different shades. 4 is described as fair to light with pink undertone. The bullet list of benefits here is obnoxiously long. I am not going to read them all. ABH is cruelty-free, dermatologist, ophthalmologist tested, ultra smooth, creaseless, lightweight, second skin. I'm just grabbing words, Plant-based glycerin, licorice root for soothing and calming, amino acid coated pigments for immediate adhesion. What? Extended playtime for perfect placement and flexible blendability before setting. Okay, all right, I'm here. I like that. Soft focus, easy to apply, teardrop applicator, perfect amount, yada yada, multi-use, conceal, highlight, yada yada, perfectly pairs with any type of foundation finish and coverage. Ideal for all skin. They are really reaching. However, I mean, I do like to sit and read things, not necessarily on camera, because you guys can read just as easily and probably faster than me. No parabens, no gluten, no alcohol, no fragrances. I kind of like all those bullet points, actually. I was being a little facetious to begin with, and now I'm kind of glad they're there. Let's take a look at this applicator, shall we? Oh, that's like a little like stubby doe foot, like it stubbed its little toe or something there. Let's take a look at shade 4, swatched against a few others in my collection. Swatch time. First up is today's concealer from Anastasia Beverly Hills, the Magic Touch Concealer in shade 4. Second, I've got from NARS, the Radiant Creamy Concealer in Vanilla. Third up is the Tarte Shape Tape in Fair. Fourth, I've got the Wet n Wild Incognito in shade Light Beige. And last, I've got from Pat McGrath, the Sublime Perfection in shade L4. Alright, let's try this out, shall we? I'm filming this the same day as my Tom Ford foundation review. You know, for being so far as a light medium, this seems really light. I'm going to start with a dampened sponge. Or fair to light, I should say. I would still call this pretty fair. Fair to light to me is usually just a smidge darker than this, which is good because that means on the fair end of the spectrum we have a lot of shades to choose from. That blended out beautifully with the sponge. I didn't get my inner corner very well, but that blended beautifully and easily. I wasn't even paying any attention to what I was doing. We are getting some decent purple coverage from one side to the other. Let's check buildability on this side. I'm just going to do one more dab and see if we can just get the rest of that purple to go away. This is a really emollient feeling formula, like a very smooth feeling formula. What do you say? I do like the concealed side better for sure. Let's try a brush on the other side. Oh, look, I see an eye booger. Sorry, guys. I did not wake up very long ago because I like sleeping. Yet, somehow, there's never enough of it. I don't know how that is. I try my best to sleep as much as humanly possible. That applied easily with the brush as well. I think you do get better coverage straight away with the brush. So if you are the kind of person that doesn't want to have to go in with a second coat for building, like if you have issues with creasing under your eyes, anything like that, I am going to do one more tiny dab just to play it even Steven here. And try and see how much full coverage. They said we could go medium to full. This is pretty full coverage. I mean, we're pretty doggone close, you guys. and it's blending perfectly into this foundation. I've never seen a concealer make a claim that it can blend with any finish of foundation, but I'm wearing a matte foundation right now, and pretty impressed. I'm pretty impressed. I think they blended beautifully. I'm just going to smooth out. It's kind of drying along the lines of a couple of my little under eye lines here. So I'm just going to try and blur that out so it doesn't dry that way. And see if we can get this to set without powder. That would be ideal. Maybe that shade's not too light for me. Is it too light? It's a little brighter than I expected. And my foundation's just a smidge too dark for me as well. So let's zoom in and get a good look at what this one's doing. The only thing I don't like is that it is sort of freezing a couple of my under eye lines into place, and I would really rather it smooth them over. Right after I blend it with the brush, the lines are vanished, but as it sets itself back down and I move my face, they're kind of reappearing. So I'm hoping that if I just keep smoothing it out until it's completely set down, maybe we'll be all right. That would be probably my only complaint. I have some pretty significant peeling going on at the outer corner of my non-nose ring side of my eye, and it's not really accentuating that. You know, of course you can see the skin as it is peeled, but you know, that's you can't hide that. It just is what it is. And the fact that it's not accentuating that makes me quite happy. The finish of this is really quite pretty. The coverage is impressive and it is quite smooth looking. I just wish I could not see my lines quite as much as I can. We will see. I'm going to do everything I can to combat that until we get to the point where I have to put the rest of my face on. Let's check the time. It is 11:50 a.m. Let me put the rest of my face on. I'll be right back. All right, back with the ABH. I was able to smooth out a few of the lines that were kind of freezing into place. There's still a little bit more that I wish looked smoother. I just feel like my under eye might be aging me just a little bit. However, I love how smooth the formula looks. It's not cakey. It's not settling into lines. It has excellent coverage. It feels super comfortable at this point. We'll see how it goes throughout the day in terms of dehydration, but beautiful coverage. And for the most part, I got most of the lines to stay smoothed out. So we will see how this goes. I will come back tonight, let you guys know the final check-in, and I've got everything I'm wearing linked down below. I will see you guys in a bit. 11:42 p.m. That puts us right around the 12-hour mark. Let's take a look at how the Anastasia Beverly Hills Magic Touch Concealer held up. It's really comfortable under the eyes. I love the coverage. I think it blends beautifully. I just wish it was a little less of that. I can just see some of my deeper lines more than I want to. You know, I wish it just smoothed them and spandexed over them just a little bit. However, I've got some pretty crazy peeling going on my skin on this side of my temple, my corner of my eye. And for as significant as this skin is peeling right here, I don't know what I did. Must have went totally ham on the tretinoin in my eyeball or something. But it is not accentuating that really in any, like, it almost is camouflaging it. So on one hand, I think for dry skin, you might have a super winner here, especially if you deal with crepey, dry, flaky skin in the wintertime. I'm imagining it's going to be fantastic. My only complaint is being able to see those under eye lines a little more prominently than I would like to. But everything else I really like. Let's zoom in and take a look. So, like I said, you know, there's just a few lines that are more obvious than I wish they were. The coverage has held up really well. I think it's one of the higher coverage concealers that I've got, which I really enjoy. I think the coverage, like, very minimal purple is coming through at this point. My under eyes do not feel dry. They don't look dry. It's just that I can see some of those lines. But as you can tell on the non-nose ring side of my face, the peeling skin that I've got there right at the outer corner of my eye, it's almost camouflaged by the concealer, which is kind of phenomenal because that peeling is pretty significant. So if I had to give a grade to the ABH Magic Touch, I'm gonna go A-. You know, to have a concealer that does this good of coverage on dry skin with flaking going on, that's pretty significant. I'm super sensitive and conscious about the lines under my eyes, and so when I feel like I can see them more than normal, that just personally irks me. But I do think this is a fantastic concealer, and if you're not dealing with that same issue, or you're not as self-conscious about it as I am, because there's always comments that say, you don't even have lines, and I'm like, oh, but I do. It's just a thing with me. It's just like it's in my head. It's a thing in my head. I'm gonna go like solid A-. Like, it's really good. You should try this concealer if you're looking for something with this level of coverage and you've got dry skin. All right, there you have it. Another episode of Concealer Fest is in the books. If you enjoy concealer reviews, if you had fun with this one, if you want me to make more of them, give me a thumbs up down below. Let me know in the comments which ones you would like to see next. I buy them every chance I get. And as always, thanks a lot for taking some time out of your day to geek out over makeup with me. Come back every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time for new videos. I appreciate your time, and I hope you guys all have an awesome day or night wherever you are in the world. Take care of each other. Bye-bye.